First forecast brought to you by Store It at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings. It was very warm out there today. You probably needed to find some shade if you were outside. So warm, in fact, that we broke a record in a lot of locations. The record going back just to 2003, so not terribly long ago. But the old record of 91, well, you can say we shattered it. We hit 92 for the day today. Natchitoches hitting a record as well at 92. Leesville hitting a record as well at 91. Lake Charles just shy of the record at 91, their old record at 92. And of course, a lot of us sitting in at or above 90. Only Natchez, lucky place, saw temperatures below 90 for the day today. We're going to see plenty of more warm weather on the way over the next several days. But again, tonight we're headed down to right at 60 degrees. It's where our dew point sits. Cloud cover rather limited, and rain, well, will it be in your forecast, or are we just going to be baking in the sun? We're going to have to wait on the details about that. Coming up in just a few minutes, your ABC 31 News starts now.
Welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. An Alexandria man faces multiple charges tonight after leading police on a chase, then barricading himself inside a local business. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips was on the scene and has our big story.
The 1100 block of MacArthur Drive in Alexandria was illuminated with blue lights yesterday evening as several law enforcement officers from a number of different agencies worked an incident involving an armed suspect. The suspect, identified earlier today as 34-year-old Patrick Murray of Alexandria, barricaded himself inside a business on MacArthur Drive after fleeing from law enforcement. It's said that shortly before the incident, Murray was served a warrant and things escalated from there.
What we know so far is the U.S. Marshal's Office encountered a suspect in the 1100 block or nearby of MacArthur Drive, attempting to apprehend him. From what I understand, there was an exchange of fire. I'm not sure who shot at this time. The suspect ran and barricaded himself inside a business in the 1100 block of MacArthur Drive. At this time, we don't believe that there is anybody inside the business with him, but he is like I said, barricaded, standing off. We do have hostage negotiators attempting to contact him. And nearby businesses have been locked down, but I do want to reiterate, this is not an active shooter right now. There was some word out on social media that there were shots fired at Raising Cane's. That's not correct. There is not currently an active shooter situation going on.
And here's what one surrounding area resident says he witnessed as he was driving near MacArthur Drive.
We were passing down MacArthur. We seen a suspect running into Sherman Williams, but we didn't know what was going on until we seen all the police chasing him with guns and everything. Then 4 police cars pull up, and then they had a blue expedition with no writing on it. They pulled up.
This is what we know about the suspect through a release sent out earlier today by the Alexandria Police Department. The statement reads, Patrick Murray, 34 of Alexandria, was wanted by the Louisiana State Probation and Parole for a violation stemming from an aggravated assault charge. No officers were harmed during yesterday evening's incident. The suspect was harmed in the initial contact with officers and received medical treatment. This case is still under investigation. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Pineville police have arrested 4 in connection with a prostitution case. A 21-year-old Taylor Danielle Robertson of Pollock, 25-year-old Landon Blaine Jordan of Dry Palm, 36-year-old Jeffrey Edwards Chalette of Colfax, and 24-year-old Christian Daspit of Dry Palm. Police say the plan was for 2 of those suspects to meet at the day's end to exchange sex for drugs. Police say Daspit arrived at a room occupied by 3 people where he was held at gunpoint and robbed. Robertson, Jordan, and Chalette are all charged with armed robbery, while Daspit is accused of solicitation. A Colfax man is arrested in Alexandria after police say they witnessed small children active inside the vehicle and not in their seatbelts. 44-year-old Trinity Jefferson ended up being arrested for illegal carry and drugs, including possession of drugs around children. This happened very early yesterday morning on MacArthur Drive. Today, the Cenla Chamber of Commerce welcomed Factory Connection to Pineville. Factory Connection offers name-brand clothes and accessories below regular retail prices. They're located at 3740 Monroe Highway. Earlier today, LSU's head coach Ed Orgeron spoke to the Rotary Club members. Coach O was named LSU's permanent coach in 2016 after the Tigers defeated Texas A&M 54-39. He reflected on the past years and answered questions from Rotary members.
Important fellowship. But we've had several great players that play here. Last one, DJ Chark, has come to LSU. A lot of great fans here. So it's a very important era for the LSU Tigers.
Coach O says he was honored to represent the Tiger family and looks forward to the upcoming season. And Rotary Club members and guests were thrilled to have him. The Kent Plantation House has a few events coming up. Julie Goodyear stopped by to give us details about the front yard market.
We were approached by some vendors and decided that since we have a lovely front yard, let's bring it into the front yard. So the first one was on April, and that was very successful. So we've decided to do that monthly, the second Thursday every month.
For more on this and other events, you can contact the Kent House. Wet, cool conditions this spring have Louisiana rice farmers playing a little bit of catch-up and getting their fields planted and the crops up and growing. LSU Ag Center correspondent Craig Gautreaux has this report.
In North Louisiana, good weather is finally allowing rice farmers to get in their fields and plant their crops. In South Louisiana, the rice is out of the ground, but hasn't grown much because of cool weather.
We've had good germination. The rice came up really well, and these cooler nights, these cooler days, the strong winds, it's just put that rice at a standstill.
Jake Toops is the seed manager for a rice operation that plants 7,500 acres in North Louisiana. Wet weather caused a late start, but recent conditions have allowed planting to proceed at a rapid pace. Cool weather in the northern part of the state has also slowed growth.
It slowed it down. Probably the rice we plant now is going to catch up to the rice we planted 2.5 weeks ago.
The extended forecast bodes well for North and South Louisiana. Anticipated dry conditions will allow more planting, and warmer temperatures will spur growth.
What we really need are days like this where we get some sunshine, we get some warmer temperatures, and I think that's really what we need in order to help that rice get a really good jump start on it.
Last year, a good portion of the rice crop in the southern part of the state was planted in late February and early March. The rice crop matured early, allowing the harvest to be in full swing before the peak of hurricane season in August.
Last year we were cutting rice by the second week in July. I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
Farmers in North Louisiana are expected to finish planting their crops by mid-May. With the LSU Ag Center, this is Craig Gautreaux reporting.
About 80% of the Louisiana rice crop is produced in the southern portion of the state, and this year's total acreage is expected to be around 400,000 acres.
Get it growing with Dan Gill, Thursdays on ABC31 News. Brought to you by Bayou Robert Co-op, serving farmers and ranchers since 1961. Join in on the movement, May 14th through the 18th in the Law Enforcement Torch Run. Law enforcement and our community unite to create awareness for intellectual disabilities across Louisiana. The Food Bank of Cenla is asking for you to be a part of the annual Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. Simply collect non-perishable food items in a sturdy bag and place it near your mailbox on May 12th. On May 12th, come to Keys Park Community Center for a free stand-up comedy event for fibromyalgia awareness. Starts at 6:30, Keys Park in Pineville. Join Taboo Harley and the Litas of Lafayette on May 12th and ride your Harleys for Hope. A Saturday focused on our female riders with all proceeds benefiting the Hope House of Cenla. For more community events, visit us on Facebook or at KLAXTV.com.
Record-breaking heat out there today. Will we see records fall again tomorrow? Well, temperatures are likely going to be very close to what they were today. Partly sunny and very, very warm, just like what we had today. We might have a little bit in the way of more cloud cover going around in the afternoon, thanks to, well, a warm front that will be moving just off to our north. It's not something we really want to hear, but the warm air is already in place, so it's not like we're changing air masses much. Continuing warmth for our Thursday, and as we go into Friday, yes, you guessed it, more warmth. By the weekend, however, we do have a chance at some showers arriving, but the surface map tomorrow, yeah, it's talking all about the warm air. High pressure in control across the northern part of the Gulf of Mexico. Remember, we got clockwise flow around the high pressure system, which means if there was cooler air, it would be off to the east. Unfortunately, that high, well, it's off to our east, which means the warmer air coming off of the Gulf of Mexico. This high pressure system not going anywhere for the next 3 or so days. And that warm front will extend just off to our north through Tennessee, western parts of Arkansas going into Missouri. That will continue to lift northward. We will eventually see a cold front working in our direction as we go toward the end of the week. Look at our hourly planner out there for the day tomorrow. We'll be down around 60. That's where our dew point will sit. By the noon hour, look likely we're going to be around 83. By about 2, 3 o'clock, we'll be back into the 90s, holding the 90s through about 6 o'clock, and then a quick drop off back toward our dew points as we go into tomorrow night. Looking ahead for the late week, you're wanting some changes here. Eventually an area of low pressure developing here. A cold front will extend to the south. That will work its way in for the weekend. That will bring us some cooler air and a slight chance at thunderstorms. And we have an isolated chance at thunderstorms just off to our west for the next several days due to that influx of humidity and dew points off of the Gulf of Mexico. That always helps create just enough instability to get a few showers out there, but mainly off to our west. Mainly clear out there for the night tonight, back to 90 to 92 for the day tomorrow. Very, very warm conditions. Checking out that extended forecast, 90, 89, 89 as we go into Friday. Then going into the weekend, this is when we could see the shower and storm chances ramp up just a touch, but you notice not enough for me to even put it into the forecast. We're going to put it around 20% for both Saturday, Sunday, and going into Monday. And you notice those temperatures holding steady right in the lower 90s. Those dew points will continue to increase as we head into the weekend. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather forecast. Scott?
All right, thank you, Ross. Gatorades, Powerade, vitamin water, body armor, they all line the supermarket shelves, but who should not be drinking these? With more, here's our Let's Signs.
The commercials show that sports stars need them, but the American Academy of Pediatrics says the average child does not. Sports drinks offer electrolyte replacement after physical activity, but teenagers are more likely drinking them because of multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns. Many states have banned sodas in schools, but still allow the sale of sports drinks, even though they're full of sugar and calories, a setup for obesity and future diabetes. With all the panic about childhood and teen obesity, researchers from Hofstra and Ohio State asked why sports drinks aren't getting slam dunked. They compared national CDC data from 2010 and 2015 and found that the percentage of teenagers who drank a sports drink in the last week was up 2%, from 58 to 60%. At the same time, the percentage of teenagers who reported drinking a sports drink every day went down 2%, from 16 to 14%. Look closer. The largest reduction in weekly consumption of sports drinks was in African American kids, going from 26% to 20%. But being African American or Hispanic made it more likely those kids were drinking them every day. Here's the ironic part. Being physically active or watching more than 2 hours of television a day were more likely to make kids turn to a sports drink every day. Doctors warn they just don't need them.
When temperatures rise, some don't always have the luxury of turning on a thermostat. That's why KLAX TV and area businesses have teamed up to form the Spring Fan Drive for the elderly. You can help by dropping off a fan at a location near you. Fans will be collected and distributed by each parish's Council on Aging provider. Remember, keeping cool isn't something that comes easy for everyone. Help us to bring some relief from the summer heat to those less fortunate.
Good evening and welcome back to KLAX ABC31 Sports. I'm Zach Seminar. All that the Northwestern State Demons softball team was promised was today, and the Demons didn't let a shot at the NCAA tournament slip away so far. Things didn't look good late, trailing 1-0 after 5 innings of play, but the Demons never wavered. NSU scored 4 times in the game's 6th inning to advance to the second round of the Southland Conference softball tournament. Haley Barbazan had the big blow of the afternoon, a 2-run home run in that 4-run sixth that helped the Demons open some wiggle room in their eventual 4-3 win. Now, things did get dicey in the 7th inning when the ACU Wildcats loaded the bases, but they scored twice, just couldn't push across the tying run.
We had some good at-bats early in the game. I think it paid off later in the game, and we was able to get the hits when we needed them. And, had some clutch sacrifice. So we played softball today, and we had to have everybody to do it, and it was a great team win.
Now, the Demons will be playing McNeese State in round number 2. That game gets underway rather shortly.
91 for the day tomorrow. Record heat potentially as we go into the weekend.
All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
ABC31 KLAX, the exclusive provider of ABC programming in Central Louisiana. We are the only station where you can watch new, first-run ABC programs like Dancing with the Stars, Designated Survivor,
Strike the enemy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Rays can deliver.
Damn right.
Hi, I'm Michael Bailey. Call me at the number on the screen. See how easy and affordable television advertising can be.